Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna. Today I'm going to come to you with another tag. This one is made just from scrap paper and a pattern we can make ourselves. I know there's a lot of individuals out there that do not have die cutting machines or electronic die cutting machines. So this one is just basic cuts and using different things you'll be able to find around your house, and we can make a pattern, and you can use the pattern over and over again and create multiples of the same tag if you wish. Included in this is some bells and some of this crafty mesh from Dollar Tree that I have. You could use regular fancy yarns or whatever you wanted to, or nothing, or just other little ribbon for a bow. And so let's go ahead and get started. This is the little tag here, and of course we can stamp to and from on the back. So it has some twine, which I set somewhere. Started putting things away and I wasn't done yet. So this is just some hemp cord, and I think I got this from Hobby Lobby, but I'm not 100% sure. Just a little bit thin. You could use regular jute or whatever, or yarn or whatever you have handy. Ribbon, thin ribbon. I also used a small hole punch here. You could use a regular hole punch. It's not going to matter that much. But let's figure out how we get our template here. So I just, when I print out labels and stuff, I usually save all my scrap printer paper. So let's go ahead and take a scrap piece of that. I have two circle shapes. One is a large mason jar ring, and the other one is a glass bowl that I found that's just a bit bigger than my mason jar ring. And what this is going to do is create that shadow effect on our ornament tag. So this is our smallest one. So we're going to cut that in a blue. So I'm going to, this is textured cardstock. If you don't have textured cardstock, it ain't going to matter to you. I'm going to flip it over so my pencil marks are on the reverse. And I'm just going to make a circle around my blue here, like so. And then we'll cut that out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, these are handmade cards, and little imperfections are just fine. And I am cutting on the pencil mark. We're pretty close to it, the best I can, because I am not the perfect scissor operator either. And there we go. Okay, so that is our night sky. Then we're going to take our piece of paper here, and we're going to draw we're going to draw our bowl. And I'm going to leave enough room at the top. So just draw a circle with that. Now, I don't think I can see, I might be able to see through with my light in my room, but if you can't, you can go to a window. So I'm going to walk over the window, and then you use the light. I don't have a light box, so I use my windows, and then I can see through and see exactly where I need to fold my circle to get it in the middle. So I'm just going to walk over to my window, put that up to the light. Then I can line up the two sides of that circle, crease it, and then that should be right in the center. Since I've got that, then I can come in, and I just want to draw half of my ornament top. You don't need an ornament top. You could just have a circle and put a hole in it if you don't want to mess with the top. So then I can do that. And this, again, remember, is my shadow part. So I will have a nice little shadow in there, just like about that. So I'm going to cut this out. And I'm going to keep it folded in half because then it just makes it a little easier for me to cut. And it should be pretty close to the whole thing since I used the window as my light box. And there was a long time when I crafted that I didn't have all the craft supplies that I have now. So you can make your own patterns and use them over and over. So there is our ornament. So then I want a regular piece of, this is a scrap piece of textured white cardstock. This happens to be American Crafts brand. So again, I'm going to put my ornament on there and I'm going to flip over to the back side and I am going to trace around just like that. And I'm just doing it light and holding the edge down. I think, and if you want, you can make a heavier stencil so that you can use it over and over and over again. And then you can cut these out and do these just like you would if you were going to do multiples of anything. Just cut all of one and then cut all of the next section and all the next section. So this is actually using no dies, just scrap pieces of paper and a little clever ingenuity. All right. I also used some of my gel pens on to create the snow dots on the night sky. So, oops, a little angle there like that. There we go. So that is our big part of our ornament. This will get glued on. Oops, that's little, got a little tip there. There we go. Like I said, they're not perfect, but close enough. So then that creates our edge. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my blue piece down on here. Get some glue on there. It doesn't need a lot. There we go. There's not that many sections to this. So I'm just going to center it the best I can. Try to get equal amounts on all the edges. There we go. Then I used a little silver piece. And how I created that was just to come in with another scrap piece of my paper here. This is just printer paper. And again, I'm going to take this over to the window. And then I'm going to draw on here just in from each edge of that. So maybe I can do it this way. This might be easier for you to see. So I'm going to draw the outside here of that. So that's my outside shape. So now if I come in, let me make this bigger so you can see because it's kind of light. So this is my outside edge here of the shape that I just cut out up here. So I'm going to come about 1/8 of an inch in from that and create another piece like this. So, and then this is what I'm going to cut out here. And then we'll do a test fit. And then that will be our silver piece right on there, like so. So just tiny. So here's my silver. I'm just going to sit this on there. And I'm actually just going to hold it with my finger and then trim this off of there like so. Just keep it nice and simple. If you don't want silver on there, you don't have to. It's going to be covered with the ribbon and stuff anyway. So there we go. We got our little rectangle to go on there. So a little bit of glue just adds those underlined elements that kind of dress things up a little bit. There we go. All right, so I'm going to come back. Oops, I'm sorry. I glued it on. You couldn't even see what I was doing. I'm going to take my little punch here And I'm going to come in here and kind of center that between there and just give it a little punch there. There we go. Get that out of my way. I then had the little Christmas trees. I've got some additional ones cut out here. 3 different sizes. Right here. And we'll use those in a second, but I'll show you how I did those. So I just had a scrap of green cardstock, any color tree you want. And I just cut a triangle. Okay. Oops, let's put a little point on that. A little point on that. Don't have to be perfect. It's a tree, so there we go. And then what I did was I came in and worked my way kind of on a curve like that. And then that. And then started at the corner here and did it again. So just little slices, and you can come in further. Just make sure you're kind of curving up, starting at the bottom of the one you just finished and kind of up. You can do different thicknesses because trees are all different. Go up long, short, and then it just creates all those little layers to the trees, like so. There we go. And then once I did one side, then I just flipped it over so I could start doing it on the other side. Again, just curving up and then slicing out, starting at the bottom of that one that I just did, curve up and then in. So it's all just curves, different lengths, different widths, all the way up to the top. And then I just did different sizes, small, medium, large. Okay, just like that. And that's how I created my trees. Let me back out here again. Okay, there we go. So I have 3 ready. And I took my scrap white. I thought I had some more scrap white. Oh, I did over here. So this is the same white textured cardstock that I used on the base. And I just tore towards me kind of a rough snow edge. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Then I decided how far up on there I wanted it. So I want it to, maybe, actually I want to bring some of this out there. There we go. So maybe about like that. Then I'm going to come back in with my ring. And I am going to line that up with my blue one. Like so. Let's see, I'm going to flip this over so I can get this right. I want about that much sky, I think. Put my ring on there. And just cover it to where a pencil mark would be. And then I'm going to draw around this again on the back side of my white. And then I'm going to cut that out. Pretty much on the line again this time. And I'll flip it over, and then I should be able to line that right up on there. And we'll glue that down. Might want that a little shorter. Here, I'm going to tear that off just a little bit more. Make it just a little bit smaller. So I have room in there. Because I'm going to have 2 layers. So we'll go ahead and glue the bottom part here. I'm going to leave a little bit open in the center here so I can slide my medium size or my small tree in there. Okay. Let's go ahead and line this up down here on the bottom. There we go. So that is our first snow layer. And this is my smallest tree, I think. Is that my smallest tree? Yeah, they're about the same size. But we'll put this one that's a little less detailed. We'll put that back behind like that. Like so. But first, I think I want to do my dots so that I don't have to work around that. So I used a number 10 white Jelly Roll pen and just made random dots all over. Some are small, some a little bit bigger. Let me go. Goodness, it's just too far away for that today, Anna. There we go. So just random dots. You could use paint, white paint, and flick it on and create this effect. And probably a lot faster. But just to make look like snow. Some of it's going to be covered up, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. So now, grab my little tree here. And I'm going to keep my Jelly Roll pen handy because I'm going to make it look like additional snow on top of my trees to give them a little more dimension. So we'll lift that up and slide that down in there. And if it goes up, let me see. Let me slide it down a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to cut just a little bit of the bottom off there, like that. Here we go. Perfect. And that is in the center. Okay. Then I want my big one like in here. Something like that. And my medium one over here, kind of like that. But I also created a little fence line. So it's going from like further away to closer. And I would kind of like that maybe behind my tree there. Let me snip this off here. And maybe behind this tree here to make it look like a fence line. Something like that maybe. I didn't add a fence line in the other one, but I think that might be kind of cute. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe like that. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some glue and I'm going to hold this in that position and then lift it up and put some glue on this edge here. And this is made just with small thin strips of just craft cardstock. And then I just layered it on. I'll show you how I did it in just a second here. So while that's drying up, then we'll do this. So I just took 2 pieces and put glue on one end there like that. And then put my other one on top. Maybe if I can get it to do it now. One on top like that. And then just have them kind of angling away in a V. And then you can cut that whatever length you want. So let's just cut it like there. Then I just started taking one of these and I would put a little dab of glue on, set this in it, and then use my smaller shears here, and then would trim it off. And then make another thing, put it in, and hold it, and trim it off. And then as I got further this way, they would get a little bigger. And there's no exact, it's just guesswork. And then you could have one running on an angle, like it's tipped over like an old fence. Okay, so then you just keep doing that for the whole length until you get what you want here. I've got 2 that are crossed over. Okay. Then I want my tree here. So I'm going to leave a little bit of that showing over here. Yeah. So a little bit of that showing through the tree there. So we'll glue this one down. And we still got to do another piece of snow. So let's get this on there like so. You could use pop dots too and pop it up and make it more dimensional. And let's get this one on here. The fence ran into there. There we go. Or do I want this lower? Yeah, I think I want it up here like this. Okay. And if it angles off of that card a little bit, that does not bother me off the tag. Okay, so we got a fence there. Then I'm going to come back to my white scrap textured cardstock. And we've got to create another, maybe a little hill. We can adjust it as we go if we don't like it. So yeah, maybe something like that. So maybe like right in there. Okay. So then, actually I'm gonna, do that like this here. Make sure it's up straight, up and down. Just trying to find my best marks there. Like that. Stop. And I'm just going to make a mark here and here. Bring this in, line my two marks up with where my lid comes in to meet those marks. Oops, let me do that again. So I am so sorry. When I get big like that, it throws everything off. Okay, so put my paper like that, and then I made a mark here and here where I wanted it. Then I brought my ring in and met those marks with that ring, and then just drew my line like that. I'm going to lighten this up a little bit. And then we're going to cut this out, and that'll be my second snow edge. These are fun to make. It's fun to just try to figure out what you have on hand to use that you can make different things with. And even if you go look on Pinterest and stuff, and if you see something really cute and you go, oh, I don't have that die, or I don't have a die cutting machine. Think about what you do have and how you can utilize those items to create what you want to create. Sometimes things just spark in here that, oh, that's just a circle there and a rectangle. And so then I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to trim off these little edges of that there. And then just this little one here. There is that. Perfect. I'm going to come back in with my gel pen. Let's zoom back in. Let's see if I can get zoom back in here just a little bit more. Ooh, there we are. Wow, that's big, isn't it? Make sure I'm in the thing here. So I'm just going to take my gel pen and make little like flecks coming up just to create like the effects of snow on the branches. Okay, just like that, just little flecks. And that just creates that look of some snow. If you want to do it just on the edges of it, you can. I wanted to try to create more dimension like that. And it's nothing exact. It's just little flicks going up or down, just little tiny flicks with your pen. Again, you could use a paintbrush if you wanted, or if you have snow text or something and you wanted to make it more puffy, the puff paints might work too. There we go. So there we are with that. Pretty. If you wanted to do a little bit on the fence, maybe put some like on the fence here, just to show, okay, there's some snow on the fence, because that's what happens, right? Snow gets on the edges. So there we go, like that. Just those extra little details. So even if it's a handmade card from your scraps, or even if you didn't use scraps, you can still give it those extra details. It's a little, there we go. All right, so then I took some of my twine here. Don't need too much. And that's about, we got 6 inches there. 7.5 inches or so twine. Let's go ahead and put those through the hole. And then this stuff is a little thicker, so I almost got to pull it back through the hole to get it to where twine seems a little more not so stiff. This stuff is pretty stiff that I'm using right here. Hemp cord. It's very thin, which I like, but very stiff. Got uneven edges. There we go. Just going to tie a little knot in here. Just excuse me, I got all kinds of glue on my fingers now. So there we go. So we got that. Then I took this and I just cut a strip about 1 inch wide, and then another one about 1 inch wide. And then I met the two, turned it back into the back by half, and we'll squeeze that like that. Okay. And then this one we're going to take, and from the front, I'm going to kind of pinch it in the middle. From the front, I'm going to lay it down and hold it, and then try to tie it in a knot on the back side to hold that bow, that makeshift bow. So as long as I can get it between my fingers. There we go. And we're going to hot glue it too. So you could add a little hot glue there to hold it, or a little twine, or a little piece of thread, whatever is easier for you. Now I'm going to match these two up, fold them in half, and then I'm going to come in and cut on an angle to create the tails, like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take another piece of this twine, and we'll be cutting extra off, probably about the same amount, about 7 inches. And this time I got 2 gold bells sitting here. These are just bells from Hobby Lobby, just the small ones. I have all different kinds of bells that I have in my craft room. So we'll put those on first, like so. And then I'm going to tie them together in what I hope to be about the middle. Not quite. Not even close. Put a knot in there. Let's see if I got enough now. If I'm going to have enough now to do my bow. Let's see. Okay. And then I'm going to make a bow. with these here. Should be all right. Get a hold of them. There we go. And then turn that off. Like that. Okay. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of hot glue onto this. And we will put that just below our tie there, like that. That's it. It's very light colored. We can trim these down too if you want. And then we're going to take this and we're going to add just a little bit of glue on top of our knot there. And then put that on top of our other bow. And then we have that. I don't know if I like how long these are, so I think I'm going to fold this in half again and make it a little bit smaller. So, whoops, got to remember which way to trim. There we go. A little bit shorter. Open it back up here. Just like I said, you could use ribbon. So we've got a gold one, and we've got a silver one with a fence, one without a fence. Nice and easy with what you might have on hand. So that's my tag for today. As always, I want to thank you for joining in and watching. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. You can go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right-hand corner, and then you can be notified each time I put up a new video. I'm planning on hitting it hard this year, so I look forward to sharing my ideas and thoughts with you, and I hope you will share your ideas and thoughts with me. If there's something special you would like me to tackle or try, I am willing to do it. I am working hard this year on using what I have on hand without purchasing a lot of new items. I'm not saying I won't buy any new items, because that's kind of hard when you see all the pretty new stuff. But my goal is to use what out of my craft room and out of my stash. I love you all. Many blessings to you and your family. And until the next time, I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.